Hey, Andy, cue the map. Andy. Oh, sorry about that. You know, I worked with the biggest weather brand in the US for 5 years, and if you're a weather geek, you've probably seen me on TV. By trade, I'm a meteorologist. So you're probably wondering, what does weather have to do with social media? Well, a lot. I've covered hot, humid, and sunny days, ooh, to some of the worst tornado outbreaks and hurricanes on record. Well, they're a lot worse than that. But anyway, so I understand that in addition to the accuracy of my reporting, it requires urgency and timeliness, which is best disseminated through social media. So in addition to my weather duties on screen, I was also the social media specialist at the Weather Channel. And in this series, I'll talk to you about some of my experiences and what I've learned as a professional in the past decade. We've got best practices on each social channel, social media customer service tips rolling in from the East, and humanizing your brand, productivity, and content creation hacks rolling in from the South. And it's all creating a very strange pattern that includes how to be confident on camera. Before this storm rolls in, though, get your pens and notebooks ready. I'll be covering all the various platforms in our lesson. You won't regret it. So the one constant with social media and the weather is that they're always changing. Like weather patterns are unpredictable, so is social media. You've got new social channels emerging, algorithms are changing, and new features being added almost daily. So the question is, with all this change, how do you forecast or create social media success? So tell me, what social channels do you use the most or tend to gravitate toward? I personally spend the most time on Instagram, but for news and weather-related information and when I'm at conferences, I'm all about Twitter. It might be different for you, and there's no right answer. Now let's break down the main social channels. Facebook. This is typically where people go to see how their family and friends are doing, get status updates, and see vacation photos. For business, Facebook pages are a great place for awareness and engaging with your fans and followers. Facebook groups are also very popular. They're a place where people with similar needs and interests can talk, share, and give advice, collaborate, and more. Now let's talk about Instagram. It's more visual and tends to be more for storytelling. Instagram used to be the one-and-done platform with only images, but now there's Instagram Stories, IGTV, Instagram Live, and more. The key thing to understand about Instagram is that there isn't just one algorithm for everything. There are separate algorithms for the feed and the stories. When it comes to publishing on your main feed, the key is understanding the time of day that your followers are consuming information. If you can establish the time of day most of your following is engaging with your photos or stories, you can tailor your approach. There are also different types of accounts: personal, creator, and business. When it comes to your Instagram grid, some have grid art, meaning you can split up active and nature photos to create a unique effect when someone looks at your Instagram profile. Now let's talk about the hashtag strategy for Instagram. It's important, and you can have up to 30 hashtags. I like to max this out. Now let's talk about Twitter. Twitter is the most timely and where people consume news and where you can have and reach beyond your followers by using hashtags. I follow a lot of people on Twitter, so I use TweetDeck to create tailored columns of people and hashtags I want to follow. And if I speak at a conference, I create a separate column just for the event hashtag to track the conversation. Now, when it comes to hashtags, 1 to 5 is best in your post. I like 3 or less personally, so the tweet itself doesn't look too spammy. Now, you might be surprised, but LinkedIn isn't just for job searching anymore. It has its own news feed. People share and consume information on it, just like Twitter. Several of my friends that are entrepreneurs and professional speakers get a lot or the majority of their business through LinkedIn. Now, believe it or not, Pinterest is one of the best social media channels for SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. People like to say that Pinterest is for dreamers, which it is. People go to Pinterest for inspiration on how to create or design things, as well as for educational ideas. So whether you're planning a wedding or are homeschooling your kids, there's something for everyone on Pinterest. Now, this social media channel has really grown over the past 5 to 7 years and is a huge resource when it comes to e-commerce. The majority of people on Pinterest purchase what they pin. And if you haven't been on Pinterest in a while or don't have an account, I highly suggest you get one. Now, we'll wrap up this social media channel tour with YouTube and TikTok. Both are video-based tools. And if your business teaches people something or you're in the business of showing people how to do something, you need to be on YouTube. It's the second biggest search engine in the world. And it's the main video hub and can help garner a huge audience. Heck, you might even be watching me on YouTube right now. Now, TikTok. You might not be familiar with it, but it's a music-enabled creative platform developed in China. There's no algorithm for the people you follow, so you only see what's trending. Now, we covered a lot of ground, but the main takeaways are that regardless of the channel you decide to use, you've got to understand who your audience is, the times they are typically on social media, the type of content they like to consume, and where they like to consume it. Doing a social media audit 4 times a year is key. I track and report metrics daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. It's like rating spreadsheets all the time. As we wrap up and I lead you into the next lesson, I'll guide you through some key terms that come up when looking at metrics. Reach. Simply put, reach is the number of people that see your content. Impressions. This is the measure of how many times your content is displayed. The same piece of content can be displayed to the same user multiple times, which counts as multiple impressions. Even if a user doesn't engage in your content, but it's fed to them in their feed, it's counted as an impression. And finally, engagement rate. Measures how engaged your audience is with a piece of content. Essentially, any action someone takes on your Facebook page or one of your posts is considered engagement. The most common examples are likes, comments, and shares. The higher the engagement rate, the better. Facebook measures engagement rate by the number of engaged people divided by the number of people the post reached, then multiply by 100 to get a percentage. If your engagement rate is extremely low, you want to consider revamping your content strategy and running a few tests on what content your audience engages with the most. In the next lesson, our theme is planning, and I'll be going through content creation tips and much more, so stick around.